Welcome back to the Data Protection Diaries, welcome back to the vlog, more importantly, welcome back to the house, other than the office, because for some reason, although we have an office on a farm, I'm surprised today that they were digging something with a tractor, and I've been trying to film this video for I don't know how long, and I've never got anywhere, and this is the quietest place to do it. So, let's get it like set up. Is that set up? Does it work? Not really. In today's video we're going to be talking about the recently proposed changes from DCMS around the data protection regime here in the UK. There's already been a lot of commentary on the kinds of things that are included in this proposal, but in this video what I really wanted to talk about is why I think they're taking this direction, and why I think that some of the changes, not all of the changes, but some of the proposed changes are actually a good thing. The proposal from DCMS is essentially to review the current situation here in the UK. So taking the GDPR, now that we've left the EU and we have the UK GDPR, the Data Protection Act, and obviously the Privacy and Electronic Communications regulations, and looking at how those things are structured, looking at the structure of the Information Commissioner's office itself, and trying to create our own path, essentially our own way. Now, the primary concern with this is, of course, that we are going to move away from what is clearly defined and well-respected EU data protection law, and is that potentially that could put our adequacy decision at risk. The first thing for me is I don't think the government would do anything that would risk putting that adequacy decision at risk, because it just doesn't make commercial sense. It goes against any changes, it goes against any proposed changes to try and improve the way that organisations can do business and make their lives easier, if we make it so that we don't have an adequacy decision and we can't transfer data to the EU. So the first thing for me is I don't think these proposals are trying to lean towards that. I think they're trying to lean towards giving us, or giving the UK, some kind of freedom, a bit more choice about how we do things. The second thing for me is that we are not talking here about a complete rip-up and a rewrite of the rules. The one thing that's coming out of this is that they are quite heavily focused on having a kind of privacy management framework. Now, a framework allows organisations to structure their compliance in such a way that it suits their individual businesses, it suits their individual way of doing things, and it's less prescribed than what we already see within the GDPR, which is one of the things that gives organisations their biggest challenges. Like being able to do things the way it is very clearly written in the GDPR is one of the things that has been causing people problems. So by having a framework and having that framework approach, you do kind of open that up and allow businesses to do things in a way that suits their cultural differences and suits the way different organisations operate. So it's not about ripping it up, it is about refining it, and it is about changing it. The other thing that's worth pointing out at this point, and a couple of people have already been talking about it on LinkedIn, is that the proposals are talking about removing the Information Commissioner and removing that kind of independence, that kind of leverage that one individual person has, and making them chair of a board. So a board of the Information Commissioner's office, essentially. So that rather than having one person dictate how the Information Commissioner's office runs, what kind of activities they look at, what kind of regulatory action that they're going to want to start trying to push for or start trying to enforce, that's actually going to go to a board. So a group of people will make these decisions. Now, there are concerns that because you're removing that kind of independence, that kind of one person taking control, that actually you put kind of data protection at greater risk. But there's also the other mindset that if you've got the wrong person in place, if you've got the wrong person acting as an independent party, are you actually going to get the results that you want to get anyway? So by having a board and having that kind of supporting structure and that kind of supporting governance and oversight for the commission itself, it could definitely be beneficial for data protection certainly here in the UK. there are a lot of proposed changes coming out of this. There's a lot of things that we just don't really understand yet. We don't know how these things are going to pan out, and we don't know what this is going to look like in the future. A lot of the changes are around addressing the kind of administrative burden that comes with complying with the GDPR. Kind of administrative burden causes organisations a lot of problems. I don't think it's about diluting compliance. I think it's about finding an easier way for organisations to demonstrate compliance. Now, whether that comes hand in hand with diluting compliance, I don't know. I think if it's easier for an organisation to be compliant, then they're more likely to put the effort into it, which in turn means you're going to have more compliant organisations out in the marketplace and more compliant organisations out in the world. And for me, that's definitely not a bad thing. What we do know for certain is that these are just proposals. This is a consultation, so you have an opportunity to go back, give your thoughts, give your feedback, decide what you want to do, decide how you want to respond and what you think data protection reforms in the UK should look like. That's the first thing that I would recommend that you do. Get your thoughts across, get your feelings across, and then we can look at what comes out. Once the consultation is finished, we can see what comes out, we can see what kind of laws might be proposed, and then we can really see where we are. For the time being, it's no need to panic. Continue doing the things that you're doing, and we just have to wait and see. As always, this is a really succinct view on this particular subject. I am slightly concerned that the battery on my camera is going to die again, so fingers crossed we get through this. If you do have any comments, if you like this video, please do hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the thumbs up and comment down below with your thoughts as well, and I look forward to speaking to you all again soon. Cheers.